this video we are going to see how to create letter count using JavaScript and HTML CSS. Now the main focus is JavaScript, so we won't be focusing much on HTML and CSS. Now if you see, we won't be focusing on HTML and CSS. So this says the letter count. If I press enter, the letter won't be counted. If I press space, the letter won't be counted. If I type something other than letter, uh, enter and space, the letter is going to get counted. So let's see how I have created this. Now we need three files. I am in the folder called word counter. Let me create these three files. The first file is index2.html. The second file is the style sheet, which I'm going to name it as style2.css. The third file is script, and I'm going to name it as script2.js. Why script2? You can see all of the files which I have created right now has suffix 2. It is because we are in the same folder, so to avoid name conflict I'm just using index2, style2 and script2. You can have anything you want, but make sure the name doesn't get conflicted. Now I have just copy pasted the HTML. It's very straightforward, so I'll just explain you. Let me just link the style sheet and the script file. Now we have a container. Inside the container we have a text area and a paragraph. So this is the text area and this is the paragraph. Let me show you the HTML without CSS. Index2.html. So this is how it looks without CSS. Now let's start using CSS. So for all element, let the padding be 0 and margin be 0, and let the box sizing be border box. Now once this is done, we need to call the body. Whatever is there, I need to be at the center, so display flex, align items center, and justify content center. In order for the align items to work, we need to have width 100% of viewport width. Viewport is nothing but the screen, browser screen. So let's have the background as some black. You can have any color, I'm just using black. Now we have container. Let's call the container container. Let the width of the container be 600 pixel. You can have anything, I'm just using 600 pixel. And let the background be white so that we can see what is actually there. 600 pixels too much, I believe. Let's make this 400. Cool. Whatever is there inside the container, I want it to be at the center, so I'll use the same trick: display flex, align at the center, justify content center. Now both of them will be at the center. Now it's side by side. I don't want side by side, I want it to be at the one below the other. So flex direction column. Now we got it. Now we can have the padding of 1 rem. So this seems alright. If you want, you can have border radius. As I already said, I'm not going to focus much on CSS. Let's just focus on JavaScript. Now if I click on it, you can see there's too much focus, so call the text area, and there will be a focus. Sorry, there you have to remove the outline just by making this outline none. Now if I hover it, nothing is going to get changed. Now if you want, you can have padding 1 rem again. Now you can see. Cool. Now we have a paragraph. Since I have only one paragraph, I'm just directly calling the paragraph without the ID. So I would recommend, if there is multiple paragraph, it is recommended to call it by classes or by ID. So text align right. Let's just see. Yes, we have only one paragraph with ID, and I don't think this is getting work. Oh, it's because we have made the display flex and align item center. So if you want, what we can do is, let's just inspect this and show you. Select this, now what we can do is, if you remove this, you will see it is on the side. So I think it's better to remove the align items just to save time. Cool. Now let's just work on this JavaScript. So let's just call the text area document dot query selector. We can call the element which is text area, and we can have an event attached to it. So key up is the event and the function. So when there is key up, just console dot log the value of the text area. So we can have the value of the text area by this dot length, or you can say value. Right click, let's click on inspect, and when whatever I type, I should be getting it on the console. Make sure your style sheet is script sheet is connected. Query selector, text area, add event listener on key up. Let's see whether we have properly made it. Yes, this seems to be right. Key up. So just to test, we can have alert over here and just call hello. Refresh this. Yes, the style is, the script is getting linked, but you see there is no, whenever I type, yeah, there is there. I can see the output. Now what we need to do is, instead of value we can have length. Place this dot value dot length. You can see, but the thing is it will count this space. You can see I'm typing space and it is getting typed. Now what we can do is, we can use the regular expression replace. So now let's use the regular expression replace. So what this does, this is a meta character. Let me just show you in W3 School. So if you see, we have the meta character is simply the void space, which is a space, a tab, a new line, a vertical tab, or a form feed. So the enter and space is also counted, and when it will replace this with this is simply, which is nothing, and now we'll get the length. So if I type something and if I type space, it is not going to get counted. It is because when there is space, just make sure that it is nothing. So if you want to make the space as star, and once I click on space, you will see the series of star will be displayed. Let me type space. So the length 5 is already, let me just, instead of length, let me just show the value. Okay, if I type space, and you can see the space is getting replaced with the stars. So I don't need star, I don't want space to not be get counted. So dot length. Now we can append this value to the paragraph. So let me call the paragraph with document dot query selector. Since we have only one paragraph, we can directly call the paragraph dot inner HTML equal to, let me concatenate letter count string with the calculated value. Now you can see it, space space space. You can see when there is space, the letter is not getting counted. When there is enter, the letter is not getting counted. But if I type number or letters or alphabets, you will see the count gets incremented. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.